Hey, what's up, Dynasty owners? Jay Pounds here. Got another weekly rebuild video for you guys. The weekly rebuild videos are maybe coming to an end. I'm not sure what we're going to be do once the season gets going, but I don't know that I'll be doing rebuild stuff every week. I know I'm going to be doing the free agent auction articles again, so I'll be your guys' free agency guy. I had a lot of fun doing that last year. I'll have a lot of fun doing it this year again, I'm sure. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to Dynasty Owner if you haven't already. Turn the notification bell on so you know whenever we're putting new content out, and just make sure you're don't make sure, but if you would please comment below. It helps out the video tremendously, and I'll make sure I respond and say what's up to you guys as well. Over the next couple weeks, I got one more buy, sell, hold, and I'll probably make this annual type thing, but I'm going to do it like every other week next year. That way it's not so repetitive. But the week after that, I'm going to try to talk to one of our owners that are in the very early stages of a rebuild, and he's got some solid pieces. He's made a lot of trades. I'm hoping we can get together and kind of make that happen for you guys. I think it'll be a good thing to get a new user's kind of point of view and how he's going about attacking a rebuild versus, there's plenty of ways to do it. There's numerous ways to the destination we're trying to get to, which is a fantasy championship and rebuilding your team into being competitive. And there's no wrong way to do it. You just got to get competitive. But I'm gonna stop rambling here, and we'll go ahead and get right on into the buy, sell, hold for the NFC South. Got the NFC South this week. The reigning Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and Atlanta Falcons. Sorry about that. I apologize if I'm a little quiet. I'm getting over a bug here. Let me get my screen all shared up real quick. All right, folks. Here we go. We got the buy. Before we get into it, remember the buys are people you are wanting they're building blocks for your team. They're players, I believe, that you can use as a foundation to grow your roster, and they'll be there for many years to come, especially when you're ready to compete for championships. The hold players are players that are just uncertain right now. Trading them, you're going to feel gross because you didn't get the value you should because of who they are. And the sell are older players. They're players that are closer to the end than the beginning, and when you're rebuilding, you're looking 3 years ahead, and you want those guys that are going to be competing for multiple years, not necessarily the top end production that you're getting out of some of the older veterans. But nonetheless, let's jump right into it. The buy for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. First off, we have Chris Godwin, 1 year, $15.9 million, basically $16 million. He is going to cost you, but I feel like I don't think we've seen the best of Chris Godwin yet, and he's been an extremely productive fantasy wide receiver. He was banged up a little bit last year, but injuries come and go. I don't think he's labeled injury prone, or I don't think he's going to have a huge issue with injuries throughout his career. I just see Chris Godwin being a solid wide receiver for a very long time. And after this season, he's on the franchise tag. So after this year, he might be leaving Tom Brady, but he also might be walking into a massive workload and the clear-cut number one somewhere, as to where right now he's got Antonio Brown and Mike Evans to compete with. After that, we got Keyshawn Vaughn, 3 years, $1.1 million. Keyshawn Vaughn, excuse me. Keyshawn Vaughn is he was one of the hottest names in fantasy football if you just go back 1 year. It's funny how the league changes. I love on Twitter when people post the rankings from 4 years ago and stuff, and my how it changes fast. But Keyshawn Vaughn can be bought very, very cheap right now, and I'm going out and getting him if I can. I don't have him on any of my dynasty owner rosters at the moment, but I am going to be trying to acquire him as soon as possible. To be honest, he's a fraction of what he cost last year, and that's basically why I'm trying to get him. Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette are on short deals. I think they're both 1 year deals. I'll have to double check Fournette. I know Jones is on the last year. I'm pretty sure Fournette's a 1 year, $3.5 million deal. So Keyshawn Vaughn could be the lead back in 2022. When you never know in the NFL, it's crazy how it works. After that, we got Tyler Johnson, 3 years, 900,000. It just seems like every time this kid catches a ball, it's an Odell Beckham type catch. He's got a knack for the big play. He's a stud in the makings, and I want Tyler Johnson on every roster I can get him on, to be honest. And he is just buried right now, so you are going to have to be very, very patient. But like I said, he's got a 1 year deal. Evans will be there for a couple years. Antonio Brown is very, very iffy. It's hard telling if he's gonna go crazy again or he's getting older. Hard telling with him. He's on a 1 year deal. He could be gone as well next year. And then you're looking at Tyler Johnson in a massive role. Jalen Darden is after Tyler Johnson. 4 years, $1 million. Jalen Darden, man, this kid out of North Texas, unknown school, Sun Belt Conference. My cousin played there. Loved the Sun Belt. Watched a lot of games in the Sun Belt for basketball. But Jalen Darden, he's a stud. He had massive numbers. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little loopy today. I'm a little out of it. He had massive numbers in college at North Texas, and he just looked good every time he touched the football. He's very good at football, and we'll see that play out, especially on special teams. If you're one of those guys that like to watch special teams, you will have to be patient with him. The same thing with Tyler Johnson. He's in a very, very crowded workload, but nonetheless, go out and get Jalen Darden. After that, we got O.J. Howard, 1 year, $6 million. He is a little pricey for a what if, but it's a 1 year deal. You can get rid of him freely at the end of this year, in the off season, and he's a very talented kid. He may not have seen his full potential yet. He does have Gronk in front of him, and yeah, that when you're rebuilding, it doesn't matter. Those are the things you got to take. If you were to trade O.J. Howard for Gronk, that's an excellent trade for a rebuild, especially in this format where the salary. You want to get a lot of these chances like this. O.J. Howard was a very hyped up tight end coming out. He has a ton of talent. He has a lot of potential. If you can hit on somebody like this on the back end of your roster, it's going to expedite your rebuild tremendously, especially at the tight end position when it would give you a huge advantage. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm a big fan of O.J. Howard, and I hope it does. After that, we got the New Orleans Saints buys. Traquan Smith, 1 year, $850,000. Traquan Smith, I'm not the biggest fan of him, but the news around Michael Thomas is bad. It doesn't seem like he really cares to be in New Orleans. I don't think he's going to get traded or anything like that. I think they ultimately work things out and he ends up back there. But it's just an ugly situation. It's not somebody that I want to be it's not somebody that I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. It's not somebody that I want to be buying, and not Traquan Smith, Michael Thomas, just with how bad it's gotten. You don't want to go out and buy Michael Thomas, but you want to go out and buy the pieces around him. If you can go out and buy the pieces around Michael Thomas and he implodes, then you got to win. After that, we got Marquez Callaway. I got to restart this. This is